Hi guys, it's your faculty Ranganathan S. Kontla. I'm back again with another video of another very famous personality. Personalities are very important for your UPSC, CSC prelims. There's often questions which come in your prelims talking about different personalities who have contributed extensively to modern Indian history. Now, in today's discussion, we're going to give a very quick overview, a very quick point of discussion about two women who played a big role in modern Indian history and also in the medieval Indian history. Now, let us begin discussion today. My name is Ranganathan Isman Kondla and I teach on An Academy Plus. I'm going to give you a quick overview about a lady called Sucheta Kriplani, as you can see on the slide. She was actually an Indian freedom fighter, politician, also the first chief minister. Sucheta Kriplani was also the first chief minister. And mm, she served as the head of UP government from 1963 to 1967. Sucheta Madam was actually born in Ambala, Punjab, into a Bengali Brahmo family. Now, see, Brahmo movement में से ही बहुत सारे ऐसे distinguished families and distinguished people आए थे who have contributed extensively to India's history. Now, Sucheta's father was Surendranath Majumdar. He worked as a medical officer, a job that required obviously for him to keep changing his profile and changing his work location every now and then. So naturally, Sucheta Kriplan is known to have attended numerous schools. She attended a number of schools in her school period for her school education. Sucheta completed her master's degree in history from St. Stephen's College in Delhi. It is this very St. Stephen's College to which Father C.F. Andrews belonged to, commonly known as Deenabandhu. Andrews was the guy who was responsible for bringing Gandhi back to India from South Africa. Coming back to Suchita Kriplani, she's coming from very good, well-educated, distinguished family, Brahmo believer. She was not born with a steely. She was not born with a steely will, but she's not like very ambitious, very motivated, or the best part is Sucheta was, it seems, not even, I mean, she herself says she was not even born with exceptional leadership qualities. She was actually, it seems, a very shy child, completely self conscious about her appearance and intellect, as she points out in her actual geography, the unfinished autobiography. Sucheta Kriplani, in her biography, recounted that as a 10-year-old, she and her siblings had heard their father and his friends talk about Jallianwala Bagh massacre, a massacre which happened in Punjab in 1919. It felt Sucheta, or it made Sucheta Kriplani so outraged about the entire massacre that she vented her anger on a couple of Anglo-Indian children they used to play with. In fact, by calling them names. So this was possibly one of the first times national struggle, national movement was actually coming into the picture of Sucheta Kriplani. A drafter of the constitution, she was part of the drafting committee. She was also chief minister, pathbreaker for women everywhere. She inspired students to join the freedom movement. Sucheta was jailed by the British multiple times. She even worked very closely with Mahatma Gandhi. And on August 14, 1947, she actually sang the national anthem before Prime Minister Narendra Nehru actually made his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. I mean, you know this Tryst with Destiny speech, the first speech of Nehru after independence, which is considered one of the most famous speeches of Nehru's life. Tryst with Destiny बोलने से पहले नेहरू से पहले नेशनल एंथम गाने वाली सुचेता कृपलानी ही थी. She and her husband contested elections from separate parties even as they remained together under one roof. I mean, in fact, one does not need to have a legacy by accident. It is one that deserves to be highlighted again and again. While many have attained positions of administrative power, I mean, trust me, in Indian parliaments, it's been a historical fact that women have always been underrepresented. Even according to 2017 report, women only make about 11%, 11.8% of MPs and 11% of the 245 member Rajya Sabha. So it's about between 11 to 12% in between that only. In fact, India was one of, it has always been one of the most functional democracies. We even had a female prime minister, but very few, however, are aware of the fact that 3 years earlier than Indira, the state of UP actually had a female chief minister, Sucheta Kriplani. Even before Indira became the prime minister of India, 3 years before, Sucheta Kriplani was the chief minister of UP. Long before her stint as chief minister, she was an integral member of the constitution drafting committee. She has always been a trustworthy aide of Mohandas Gandhi, a very passionate advocate for greater participation of women in politics. More importantly, she was also among the 15 women chosen by the drafting committee of Indian Constitution as part of the Constituent Assembly, a major building block based on which the Republic of India today exists. And Sucheta played a big role in this. She and her sister Sulekha Kriplani, or Sulekha, were desperate to join India's burgeoning independence movement at that time. In the pre-independence, her motivation came much later. There is one particular fascinating incident that Sucheta narrates in her book. After, as I said, after Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and after she got to know all of this, it seems Prince of Wales decided to visit Delhi. Girls from her school were taken to stand in the Kudsia Garden in Delhi to honor the prince. Despite wanting to refuse, both the sisters couldn't, and that left them bitterly outraged at their apparent cowardice. She wanted to oppose George for his visit, Prince of Wales, but she couldn't. It is this frustration. That's why after turning 21, fresh out of college, she was a student of Indraprastha College of Women. Sucheta wanted to join Indian struggle. Unfortunately, her plans were withheld or had to be delayed by a few years after both her father and Sulekha, her sister, passed away in 1929. Instead of sort of joining full-fledged national movement, she eventually became the professor at Banaras Hindu University. Naturally, the responsibility of bread earning fell on her hands. In spite of she having the job, it did not stop Sucheta Kriplani from spreading the gospel of freedom. Struggle. Instead of taking classes, historical accounts indicate that she was talking to her students about the importance of freedom, about liberty, about ending British colonial rule. It was at the university where she met her future husband, very famous J.B. Kriplani Jivatram, Bhagwan Das Kriplani, commonly called Acharya Kriplani. Aside from being institutions of learning, most universities in India in those days were also breeding ground for foot soldiers of the Indian independence movement. Acharya Kriplani would regularly visit Banaras Hindu University, often looking for volunteers to participate in India's freedom movement. As time went, both Acharya Kriplani and Sucheta grew closer to each other, and there was a devastating earthquake in 1934 where they were involved in conducting relief operations for the victims. It was during this period that she was also invited by Jamnalal Bajaj to join Mahila Ashram in Wardha, an institution that sought to enroll women into freedom struggle. Even when she decided to tie the knots with Acharya Kriplani in 1938, there was much opposition from both the sides. In fact, even Mahatma Gandhi opposed her marriage to Kriplani. Sucheta was single-minded. Sucheta was somebody, while she respected, like for example, she respected Gandhi, she respected the national leaders, but at the same time, she would prefer to take all decisions by herself. In fact, Acharya Kriplani was 20 years elder to her. Gandhi feared that the marriage would rob him of Acharya's services to the freedom struggle. इनफैक्ट गांधी जी के राइट हैंड थे जेबी कृपलानी. तो शादी करके कहीं कृपलानी रेगुलर लाइफ में लग गए and then national movement would sort of weaken. That's what Gandhi's fear was. But it proved to be Gandhi's fear only when Gandhi suggested that she marry someone else. Sucheta replied that to do so would be both immoral and dishonest. In fact, thanks to this marriage, instead of one, Gandhi gained two Kriplanis. Eventually, Sucheta and JB died or not. When independence finally came in India in 1947 August, both Sucheta and Acharya were deputed by Gandhi to lead relief efforts in the aftermath of the bloody partition. Sucheta visited the camp in Noakhali, the site of some of the most bloodiest Hindu Muslim riots. It was at this site where Sucheta also learned an important lesson in politics from Gandhi. However, her proudest movement was singing the national anthem, Vande Mataram, and also she was invited to sing Vande Mataram, Sare Jahan Se Acha, before India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, right before he delivered his Tryst with Destiny speech. After independence, she continued her involvement in Indian politics. When her husband broke away from Nehru, Kriplani sir quit from Nehru and Congress and eventually started his own party, Kisan Mazdoor Praja Party. She won New Delhi parliamentary constituency in 1952 but left her husband's party soon over political differences. Initially, she supported him, but then she saw that Kisan Mazdoor political party, KNPP, was not really much in the public sentiment. In 1957, she quit her husband's party and went back to Congress. In fact, both JB Kriplani and Sucheta Kriplani had two different political directions, often at contrary to each other, but they never questioned each other. That was the, let's say, exemplifying example of democracy in India. This is completely a democracy of an entirely different kind. She became the chief minister of India's biggest state, UP, from 1963 to 1967. Her tenure was marked by her ability to withhold or arrest economic slide of India's biggest states. She implemented transparency on administrative side of things. Following another stint as Lok Sabha member of parliament from Gonda and UP, she retired from active politics in 1971. Eventually, in 1974, Sucheta Kriplani died. Aside from being a very influential player in Indian politics, she was very important lady. She was associated with Acharya Kriplani, Mahatma Gandhi. Sucheta was one woman who was completely independent, who wasn't afraid to make her own choice. In fact, marriage, she did all by herself. Quitting Congress, going to KMPP, then KMPP and coming back to Congress herself. In collective movements, she was free thinking lady. Very rarely ऐसे लोग हैं हिंदुस्तान में. Sucheta Kriplani, however, showed that it was possible to remain independent and remain an integral part of collective movement. I mean, she proved that one can be independent, free thinking, and still be part of a movement. Even today, she remains a very important influence in modern Indian history. The Chief Minister of UP. Guys, this 9th April morning, 11 a.m. Do not miss out on this fantastic Unacademy Ultra Combat. It's an exclusive UPSC CSE prelims test, which also gives you an option to get scholarships for UPSC preparation in your Unacademy. If you score rank 1 to 3, you get up to 90% scholarship. Apart from getting gifts like MacBook Air, iPad, and JBL products. More than the gifts, the guarantee that we can give you is you will get one of the best prelims test series curated by educators themselves with detailed video solutions after the exam for by top educators. Top rankers give you exciting gadgets and scholarships for this. All top rankers will get this. 11 बजे April 9th. Do not miss this out. You can always subscribe. You can always join this test Ultra Combat completely free with the code Shrivenar, SRIVENR. That's SRIVENR. SRIVENR. Join this test. See where you stand, get the best scholarship and guidance from best educators of India. That's it in this video for today, guys. This is me, Ranganathan Investment Kondola, signing off. In the next video, I'll see you with one more personality, one more important person of Indian history who has impacted India. Thank you. You have a nice day. Bye bye.